Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you something special, a fully working sci-fi survival RPG that I built entirely inside Google's AI Studio using Gemini 3. The project is completely open source, and you can explore it yourself, copy the entire setup, or modify anything you want. The link is in the description. This is Neural Frontier, the Void Logs, an infinite AI-generated text adventure where every single story beat, every image, and every voice line is produced in real time. Each playthrough is unique, and you shape the narrative through the choices you make at every step. Here on the left, you can see the full starting prompt that powers the entire engine. I'll scroll through it so you can pause and read it if you want. And on the right is the intro screen of the app, the boot sequence that starts the whole experience. Once I hit the button and switch to full screen, we'll dive directly into gameplay so you can see how the story, visuals, and voiceover are generated live, turn by turn. All right, let's jump in and connect to the Void. And now we're inside the game interface. On the left, you'll see the biomonitor tracking your health, sanity, and supplies, and below it, the choice panel, where 3 options appear after each generated scene. In the center is the live story feed, updated the moment Gemini finishes generating the next narrative step. And on the right, you get a fresh AI-generated visual for every scene.
Reboot. You are online. The air is thick with the scent of ozone and decay. Your vision flickers, a persistent static dancing at the edges of your perception. You're sprawled on cold, grimy concrete, shards of twisted rebar jutting from the skeletal remains of what was once a wall. A low, guttural moan echoes from deeper within the ruins, too close for comfort. The fog, a sickly green haze, rolls in slow waves through shattered windows, obscuring the horizon. This isn't a dream. This is the zone.
Text usually appears first, then the image, and once the picture is ready, the voiceover plays automatically. You can wait for the full narration, or you can choose your next option early and watch the story evolve in real time. It's essentially an interactive sci-fi comic that's written, illustrated, and voiced just for you, and every run is completely unique.
You navigate through collapsed concrete skeletons, the air thick with the dust of forgotten cities. The moan recedes, but new sounds emerge. The skittering of unseen things, the groan of stressed metal. Your flashlight beam cuts through the gloom, revealing twisted rebar and shattered data slates, relics of a world that bled out. Ahead, a narrow passage leads into a deeper, darker section, barely lit by an anomalous flicker, a constant reminder of the zone's unstable nature. The air grows colder, carrying a faint, metallic tang.
This kind of system can be adapted to any form of storytelling, interactive or completely passive, with visuals or without them. In this version, the most rewarding experience is to take your time, dive yourself in the narrative, and make deliberate choices between the 3 options offered in every scene. You can study each image, read the text carefully, and watch how your decisions shape the direction of the story. Because every turn branches in 3 different ways, your playthrough can evolve in many unique directions, almost as if you're actually inside the story world. The level of immersion you get from this setup is surprisingly strong.
Your desperate search through the debris yields only shattered ceramite and the stench of burnt flesh. Nothing salvageable, just the remnants of another forgotten skirmish. But the scraping of your boots on the rubble has not gone unnoticed. A low, guttural growl rips through the oppressive silence. From the skeletal remains of a collapsed comm tower, an elite skinner emerges. Its form is a grotesque parody of humanoid biology, sinews exposed, claws dripping with iridescent ichor. It moves with a terrifying, stuttering gait, its multifaceted eyes fixing on you with predatory intent. This thing isn't just a byproduct of the fog, it's a hunter, and you are its prey.
I've looked through a lot of open source projects on GitHub, different engines, generative systems, experiments, and I still haven't seen anything quite like this. If you've come across something similar, definitely let me know. I'd love to check it out.
You opened fire,
The Skinner, a blur of muscle and sinew, reacted instantly. Its shriek tore through the dust-choked air as it lunged, faster than your brain could process. Your rounds punched into its distorted form, a sickening wet thud, but it barely slowed. Claws like rusted blades flashed. You felt a searing pain as it closed the distance, a brief, brutal impact before you stumbled back. The concrete dust churned around its relentless charge. This thing is built for slaughter, and it's closing the gap.
My long-term dream is to build something closer to Stalker's A-Life system, fully real-time, fully emergent, with the entire world generating itself moment by moment. A place where you can not only play, but also just observe the world developing across different locations, almost like watching a living simulation. Of course, we're not quite at that level of technology yet, and I'm not a programmer, just an enthusiast. But I have written a book with an original plot and multi-threaded storylines, and working on concepts like this feels incredibly inspiring.
You fumble, the cold steel of the frag grenade a desperate comfort in your trembling hand. A split second of hesitation and the pin is pulled, the primer hissing. Before you can properly aim, the skit sound intensifies, revealing an elite infected, a blur of mutated flesh and razor claws. It lunges just as the grenade clatters to the dusty ground, detonating with a deafening crump. Shrapnel screams through the air, tearing into the concrete around you. The creature is momentarily staggered, a grotesque cry ripped from its throat, but it's not down. Its movements become erratic, a broken, twitching dance of rage as it locks onto your position. The blast has only enraged it.
I also figured I wouldn't reveal all the secrets right away. You'll get to see for yourself how the biomonitor changes and how everything works under the hood. Either way, thank you for watching and for being interested in projects like this. Let me show you a couple more scenes.
The last, desperate burst of your weapon tears into the elite Skinner. It convulses, a guttural shriek choked in its throat as it thrashes, limbs tearing at the dust-choked air. For a moment, it seems to defy death, then collapses into a twitching, broken heap. The tremors subside, leaving an unnatural quiet, punctuated only by the ragged rasp of your own breath. Your weapon is a dead weight, clicking empty. The immediate threat is purged, but the cost is absolute. You are out of rounds. The Skinner's corpse is a grotesque tableau of torn muscle and shattered bone, its elite designation evident in the sheer density of its ruined form. You work quickly, the scent of its putrid fluids and scorched fur assaulting your senses. Its gaunt frame yields a few grimy, spore-coated cartridges and a chipped but functional multi-tool. A sliver of hope, or just another grim reminder of what you've become?
Thanks for watching, wishing you exciting stories and an amazing time ahead.